ابھی سے تیار پروگرام ختم ہوگا تو پھر مشکل ہوگی. ابھی تو ایک ہے یہاں پر اور ایک ہے اور علی سے کیا ہے کہ علی آ گیا. ارتضا نے بولا ارتضا نے
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. برائے خوشنودی امام زمانہ بلند تر صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. حدیث قصہ. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عن جابر بن عبد الله الأنصاري عن فاطمة الزهراء عليه السلام بنت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم قال: سمعت فاطمة أنها قالت: دخل علي أبي رسول الله في بعض الأيام فقال: السلام عليك يا فاطمة. فقلت: عليك السلام. قال: إني أجد في بدني ضعفا. فقلت له: إذك بالله يا أبتاه من الضعف. فقال: يا فاطمة ائتيني بالكساء اليماني فغطيني به. فأتيته بالكساء اليماني فغطيته به. وسرت أنظر إليه وإذا وجهه يتلأ كأنه البدر في ليلة تمامه وكماله. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بي ولدي الحسن قد أقبل. وقال: السلام عليك يا أماه. فقلت: عليك السلام يا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال: يا أماه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. فقلت: نعم إن جدك تحت الكساء. فأقبل الحسن نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا جداه يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أدخل معك تحت الكساء؟ فقال وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا صاحب حوضي، قد أذنت لك فادخل معه تحت الكساء. فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولدي الحسين عليه السلام قد أقبل وقال: السلام عليك يا أماه. فقلت وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا قرة عيني وثمرة فؤادي. فقال لي يا أماه: إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة جدي رسول الله. فقلت نعم، إن جدك وأخاك تحت الكساء. فدنا الحسين نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا جداه، السلام عليك يا من اختاره الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ فقال وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا شافي أمتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل معهما تحت الكساء. فأقبل عند ذلك أبو الحسن علي بن أبي طالب وقال: السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله. فقلت وعليك السلام يا أبا الحسن ويا أمير المؤمنين. فقال يا فاطمة: إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأنها رائحة أخي وابن عمي رسول الله. فقلت نعم، ها هو ما ولديك تحت الكساء. فأقبل علي نحو الكساء وقال: السلام عليك يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال له وعليك السلام يا أخي ويا وسي وخليفتي وصاحب لوائي، قد أذنت لك. فدخل علي تحت الكساء. ثم أتيت نحو الكساء وقلت: السلام عليك يا أبتاه، يا رسول الله، أتأذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء؟ قال وعليك السلام يا بنتي ويا بضعتي، قد أذنت لك. فدخلت تحت الكساء. فلما اكتملنا جميعا تحت الكساء أخذ بي رسول الله بطرف الكساء وأومى بيده اليمنى إلى السماء وقال: اللهم إن هؤلاء أهل بيتي وخاصتي وهامتي، لحمهم لحمي ودمهم دمي، يؤلمني ما يؤلمهم ويحزنني ما يحزنهم. أنا حرب لمن حاربهم وسلم لمن سالمهم، وعدو لمن عاداهم ومحب لمن أحبهم. إنهم مني وأنا منهم، فاجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورضوانك علي وعليهم، واذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على محمد. فقال الله عز وجل: يا ملائكتي ويا سكان سماواتي، إني ما خلقت سماء مبنيا ولا أرضا مدهيا ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضيا ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري، ولا فلكا يسري إلا في محبة هؤلاء الخمسة الذين هم تحت الكساء. فقال الأمين جبرائيل يا ربي ومن تحت الكساء؟ فقال عز وجل هم أهل بيت النبوة ومعدن الرسالة، هم فاطمة وأبوها وبعلها وبنوها. اللهم صل على محمد. فقال جبرائيل يا ربي أتأذن لي أن أهبط إلى الأرض ليكون معهم سادسا؟ فقال الله نعم قد أذنت لك. فهبط الأمين جبرائيل وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله. العلي الأعلى يقرئك السلام ويخصك بالتحية والإكرام ويقول لك وعزتي وجلالي إني ما خلقت سماء مبنيا ولا أرضا مدهية ولا قمرا منيرا ولا شمسا مضية ولا فلكا يدور ولا بحرا يجري ولا فلكا يسري إلا لأجلكم ومحبتكم. وقد أذن لي أن أدخل معكم، فهل تأذنوا لي يا رسول الله؟ فقال رسول الله وعليك السلام يا أمين وحي الله. إنه نعم قد أذنت لك. فدخل جبرائيل معنا تحت الكساء. فقال لي أبي إن الله قد أوحى إليكم يقول إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. اللهم صل على محمد. فقال علي لأبي يا رسول الله أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. فقال النبي صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واستفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيتنا ومحبينا إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة وحفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. فقال علي عليه السلام إذا والله فزنا وفاز شيعتنا ورب الكعبة. فقال أبي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم يا علي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واستفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا وفيهم محموم إلا وفرج الله همه ولا مغموم إلا وكشف الله غمه ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته. فقال علي عليه السلام إذا والله فزنا وسعدنا وكذلك شيعتنا فازوا وسعدوا في الدنيا والآخرة ورب الكعبة. اللهم صل على محمد. سورة المباركة الفاتحة.
لکھتا ہوں جب علی کے قصیدے نئے نئے، لکھتا ہوں جب علی کے قصیدے نئے نئے، قرآن دینے لگتا ہے نکتے نئے نئے، قرآن دینے لگتا ہے نکتے نئے نئے، ابن علی کا جھولا جھلانے کے شوق میں، ابن علی کا جھولا جھلانے کے شوق میں، آتے ہیں صبح شام فرشتے نئے نئے، آتے ہیں صبح و شام فرشتے نئے نئے، عید حسن حسین کا لائے کوئی جواب، عید حسن حسین کا لائے کوئی جواب، آئے ہیں آسمان سے کپڑے نئے نئے، آئے ہیں آسمان سے کپڑے نئے نئے، ماہ اذا کا چاند، ماہ اذا کا چاند نمودار جب ہوا، ماہ اذا کا چاند نمودار جب ہوا، نکلے ستم کے شہر سے فتوے نئے نئے، نکلے ستم کے شہر سے فتوے نئے نئے، ہوئے ہیں جتنے وار عزائے حسین پر، ہوئے ہیں جتنے وار عزائے حسین پر، بنتے ہیں روز ماتمی دستے نئے نئے، بنتے ہیں روز ماتمی دستے نئے نئے، مجلس میں آنے والی ہیں زینب اسی لیے، مجلس میں آنے والی ہیں زینب اسی لیے، اشکوں نے پھر بنائے ہیں خیمے نئے نئے، اشکوں نے پھر بنائے ہیں خیمے نئے نئے، باطل کو تازیانہ لگانے کے واسطے، باطل کو تازیانہ لگانے کے واسطے، بنتے ہیں روز تازیہ خانے نئے نئے، بنتے ہیں روز تازیہ خانے نئے نئے، مر مر کے جا رہے ہیں منافق سوئے لحد، مر مر کے جا رہے ہیں منافق سوئے لحد، دوزخ کو مل رہے ہیں نوالے نئے نئے، دوزخ کو مل رہے ہیں نوالے نئے نئے، کچھ اپنے لوگ بھی ہیں تبرے کے اب خلاف، کچھ اپنے لوگ بھی ہیں تبرے کے اب خلاف، شیطان بنا چکا ہے ٹھکانے نئے نئے، شیطان بنا چکا ہے ٹھکانے نئے نئے، راہب کو دے کے بیٹے، راہب کو دے کے بیٹے اگائے ہیں شاہ نے، راہب کو دے کے بیٹے اگائے ہیں شاہ نے، سوکھے ہوئے درخت میں پتے نئے نئے، سوکھے ہوئے درخت میں پتے نئے نئے، چمکے نہ کیوں نفیس میری یہ فکر کے چراغ، چمکے نہ کیوں نفیس میری فکر کے چراغ، ملتے ہیں کربلا سے اجالے نئے نئے، ملتے ہیں کربلا سے اجالے نئے نئے، صلوات اللہم علی محمد و آل محمد۔
نعرہ تکبیر، نعرہ رسالت، نعرہ حیدری، برائے خوشنودی امام زمانہ بلند پر صلوات، محمد۔
نعرہ تکبیر، نعرہ رسالت، نعرہ حیدری، حیدری، خوشنودی امام زمانہ بلند سر صلوات۔ آپ لوگوں کو یہ بی بی فاطمۃ الزہرا علیہ السلام اور امام علی رضا علیہ السلام کی گہرائیوں سے بہت بہت مبارکباد ہو میری طرف سے۔ ایک دفعہ جشن صلوات پڑھ دیجیے گا۔ اللہم رخسانہ آنٹی کی فرمائش پہ ایک تھوڑا سا کلام ہے میرے پاس، وہ پیش کر رہا ہوں ان کی صحت و سلامتی کے لیے، اور کل مومنات جو بیمار حال ہیں ان کی پریشانی حل کے لیے بآواز بلند صلوات پڑھ دیجیے گا۔ لکھے گا منقبت اب کوئی کیا، معصومہ قم کی لکھے گا منقبت اب کوئی کیا، معصومہ قم کی لکھے گا منقبت اب کوئی کیا، معصومہ قم کی کہ جب اللہ کرتا ہے، کہ جب اللہ کرتا ہے ثنا معصومہ قم کی، لکھے گا منقبت اب کوئی کیا، معصومہ قم کی کہ جب اللہ کرتا ہے، کہ جب اللہ کرتا ہے ثنا معصومہ قم کی۔ بی بی پہ بآواز بلند صلوات پڑھ دیجیے گا۔ اللہ اور ہے سیقہ میرے بازو پر بندھا سلطان مشہد کا، ہے سکہ میرے بازو پر بندھا سلطان مشہد کا، یوں میرے ساتھ رہتی ہے، یوں میرے ساتھ رہتی ہے دعا معصومہ قم کی، یوں میرے ساتھ رہتی ہے دعا معصومہ قم کی، لکھے گا منقبت اب کوئی کیا، معصومہ قم کی، کریموں میں کریموں میں کریمہ اور معصوموں میں معصومہ، کریموں میں کریمہ اور معصوموں میں معصومہ، خصوصیت ہے یہ زینب، خصوصیت ہے یہ زینب کیا معصومہ قم کی۔ نعرہ حیدری، نعرہ حیدری، لکھے گا منقبت اب کوئی کیا، معصومہ قم کی۔ نعرہ حیدری، حیدری، اور ہے یہی سب سے بڑا تیرا قصیدہ زہرا ہے یہی سب سے بڑا تیرا قصیدہ زہرا کہ باپ کہتا ہے تجھے ام حبیبہ زہرا اور کل ایمان پڑی ہے تیرے آنچل پہ نماز تو کیوں نہ ہو تجھ کو کہوں کعبے کا کعبہ زہرا لیلۃ القدر کا ترجمہ فاطمہ نعرہ حیدری لیلۃ القدر کا ترجمہ فاطمہ لافتہ کے خدا لافتہ کے خدا کا پتہ فاطمہ نعرہ حیدری لیلۃ القدر کا ترجمہ فاطمہ لیلۃ القدر کا ترجمہ فاطمہ اور یہ نہ ہوتی تو کچھ بھی نہ ہوتا کبھی یہ نہ ہوتی تو کچھ بھی نہ ہوتا کہیں کن کا مطلب ہے کیا کن کا مطلب ہے کیا فاطمہ فاطمہ لیلۃ القدر کا ترجمہ فاطمہ نعرہ حیدری اور تیری فضا کی دہلیز سے مانگ کر تیری فضا کی دہلیز سے مانگ کر معجزے لے گئی معجزے لے گئی انبیاء فاطمہ لیلۃ القدر کا ترجمہ فاطمہ نعرہ حیدری نعرہ حیدری اور مولا رضا مولا رضا مولا رضا یا مولا رضا مولا رضا مولا رضا مولا رضا یا مولا رضا مولا رضا مولا رضا مولا رضا یا مولا رضا تم غریبوں کا بھرم ہو تم ہماری آس ہو دور رہ کر دور کب ہو تم تو دل کے پاس ہو ارے حاجت روا مشکل کشا مولا رضا یا مولا رضا مولا رضا مولا رضا مولا رضا یا مولا رضا جب ستاتا ہے کوئی تم یاد آتے ہو بہت جب رلاتا ہے بہت تم یاد آتے ہو بہت کوئی نہیں تیرے سوا مولا رضا یا مولا رضا مولا رضا
salawat mu'mineen. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. Mu'mineen, please recite Surah Fatiha for Maroomins of Ramji Pethabai families, Maroomins of the Padani families, Maroomins of the Jiva Hasham families, Maroom Fazal Virani, Marhuma Shirin Suma, Marhuma Saida Datu, Maroomins of Sumar families, Maroomins of Barwani families, Maroomins of Juma families, Maroomins of Asaria families, Marhuma Zehra by Badur Ali Ghulam Ali, whose Chalis Moit is next week, Maroom Said Asad Raza, Marhuma Tasneem Raza, Marhuma Zainab Mulji, Marhuma Zahra Nasapi Rokera, Marhum Muhammad Rafiq Abbas Karmali, Marhum Rafiq Roshan. If you remember 1996, in the Majalis of Imam Ali alayhi Islam's Wiladat, he died on the spot there in Stanmore Imam Barga. A great man he was. Marhum Shiraz Alu, Marhum Fatima Bai Hashim, Marhum Hussain Nasser Laka, Marhum Muhammad Reza Laka, Marhum Sultan Nasser Laka, Marhum Khushu Ghulam Ali and families, Marhumins of Fazal family, Marhumins of Haji Muhammad Ali Esmail, Marhum Habib Walji, Marhumins of Amir Ali Rajpar families, Marhum Ghulam Walji, Marhumins of Ali Bai Bimji families, Marhumins of Ali Hussain Hamani families, Marhumins of Ramzan Sil Tarbai families, Marhumins of Rajbali Tarbai families, Marhuma Fatma Bai Shamim Bai Zainab Bai Shirin Bai Ali Bai Bimji, Marhumins of Abdullah Khanji families, Marhum Akbar Ali Bachu Sumar, and all of the Marhum in Suratul Fatiha. Our next program for Bustan-e-Zehra now is on Thursday, 6th of June, about 3 weeks from now, with the Shahada of Imam Muhammad Taqi alayhi salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. Since the Thursday will start at 7:45 p.m. with Thursday du'as, Marshia, Majlis, Matam, and Namaz, inshallah, will be at awal time 9:30 p.m. And the main lecture will be no less than Sayyid Ali Reza Rizvi. Will recite the Urdu lectures. He will be there for 3 lectures in June. So Sayyid Ali Reza Rizvi will recite this lecture. Kushali Mubarak to everybody. Happiness may befall upon you. May Allah have mercy on our souls, and may He give us happiness in this life and some good news in the hereafter. Also for today's program, organized arizas. We're traveling on to Iran next week, so please write your arizas on the table there. They will be physically deposited in Imam's Haram there. So please write the arizas. They'll be gone next week to Iran physically. Please avail of this opportunity. It's available on the table. Also, Mu'mineen, I would like to invite our resplendent, non-recidivist Maulana Abbas Esmail, who has been a boon to us, who we love very much. We adore him because he keeps his timings, but also not least because he gives us great knowledge. Please welcome him with huge Nare Salawat. Nare Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Nare Takbir, Nare Risalat, Nare Haidari, Husainiyat, Husainiyat, Yazidiyat, Yazidiyat. برای خوشنودی امام زمانہ بلندتر صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين خاتم النبيين شفيع المذنبين رحمة للعالمين مولانا وسيدنا أبي القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرض مولانا حجة ابن الحسن عجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد قال مولانا الإمام علي بن موسى الرضا عليه الصلاة والسلام. اللهم صل على محمد. يا عبد العظيم أبلغ عني أوليائي السلام وقل لهم أن لا تجعلوا للشيطان على أنفسهم سبيلا. Respected elders, brothers and sisters, tonight is a very, very joyous, momentous occasion in which we are remembering two personalities of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, brother and sister, both of them children of the seventh Imam. Of course, we are referring to Imam Ali al-Reza and his sister, Janabe Fatima and Masuma, salamullahi alayhima. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us a share of the barakat, of the rahmah, of the maghfirah that is available to us via these two great personalities. May Allah give us tawfiq to go for the ziyarat and accept all of our hajat in the name of Imam Ali ibn Musa Rida. Azizan, let us begin first of all with the sister. There was a 25-year gap between 8th Imam and Hazrat Fatima and Masuma. 8th Imam was 25 years older than Janabe Fatima and Masuma. So when the 7th Imam is killed, she was only aged 10. So you can imagine now how much he plays a role as a sort of father figure to his own sister. She did not see much of her father after he is arrested. Those first few years were the only years that she spent with him, really. Once he's arrested, she doesn't see him again. So there is a 25-year gap between 8th Imam and Janabe Masuma. Another thing which mu'mineen we have to understand. I myself have heard in some of our marsiyas that we often say that, for example, Imam Ali ibn Musa Rida was the first one to leave this world, and then in his sorrow and in his gham and in his missing him, the sister also passed away. Mu'mineen, this is not true. First of all, the first one to pass away was Hazrat Masuma. The sister died first. Then Imam Ar-Rida was made shaheed later on. In our marsiyas, I've heard myself that we compare them with Janab Zainab and Imam Hussein alayhi salam, that first the brother is killed and then the sister mourns over the brother. No, in the case of the 8th Imam and his sister, this is not accurate. Her titles. She has many titles, however, two of the most famous ones. The first one is, of course, the one that we are addressing her with tonight, which is Masooma, the sinless, the infallible one. Who gave her this title? How do we call her Masooma? This title was conferred upon her by Imam Ali al-Reza himself. Imam Ali Reza himself put this title upon her after her demise. Never in her lifetime was she addressed by this title. This was given to her after she leaves this world, after she is shaheed, after she is martyred, we believe by poison. After this, Imam Ali Reza refers to her as Masooma. This is where we get the title Masooma from. Then we have another title, which is now the most famous title maybe. You go, for example, today in Iran, you go to the Haram of Qom. May Allah give us tawfiq to go there, inshallah, and perform the zarat of Bibi Masooma, because her ziyarat is very important. Someone asked Imam Reza, they said, your sister who is buried in Qom, what is the reward of someone who goes and performs her ziyarat? Imam Reza says, one who performs her ziyarat and understands her position and her maqam, for that person, heaven is obligatory. So we ask Allah to give us the tawfiq to go for her ziyarat. The other title, right now if you go to Qom, as I was saying, the other title that is very, very famous now today is Karima. Karima to Ahlul Bayt. Karimaya Ahlul Bayt. Where does this title come from? This title is not available in any of the ahadith. You will never find anyone referring to her as Karima in history. We cannot also say that Imam Reza alayhi salam put this title upon her like he did the title of Masooma. He did not. So where has this title come from? This has come from one of the great stories of the ulama. Sayyid Mahmud Najafi. This is who? This is the father of the great alim who is also buried in Qom today, Ayatullah Shahabuddin Mar'ashi Najafi, the one who has that wonderful, huge library in Qom where you can go. It's just not far from the Haram maybe 10-15 minute walk from the Haram you go. He has a library there. This is one of the best libraries in the Islamic world. He himself used to work day and night. He used to even keep mustahab fasts and pray mustahab, he used to keep the fast for the deceased, Roze-e Ijari, the one where you can pay someone to keep the fast for your deceased, and the namazes for the deceased. Why? So that he could then buy books, because he believed in very strongly to preserve the teachings of Ahlul Bayt that have been preserved in our books. This is Ayatollah Mar'ashi Najfi. Now his father, let me tell you about his father with a loud salawat, please. Ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. His father was Sayyid Mahmud, who lived in Iraq. His father, extremely pious individual. He had a hajat. His hajat was, Khudaya, tell me, show me, somehow inspire me with the knowledge of where exactly is the grave of Janab Fatima salamullahi alayha. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Hazrat Zahra, show me, tell me, somehow I want to know where is the exact location of the grave of Binte Rasulillah. He does an amal. He says, I'm going to do this one amal, one action, one ibadat for 40 nights, so that my hajat is answered by Allah. On the 40th night, he sees a dream. In this dream, he sees that he is nowhere other than Jannatul Baqi. One of the possibilities of the grave of Bibi Fatima is Jannatul Baqi. The other one is in her house, and the third one is between the mimbar and the grave of the Holy Prophet, that small area in Masjid al-Nabawi. He sees himself one night in a dream in Jannatul Baqi, and he is approached in Jannatul Baqi. This is all in his dream. The person to approach him was either Imam Muhammad Baqir or Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhim as-salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. One of them, they approach him and they say, what are you after? He says, I am after the location of the grave of Janab Fatima. Imam says to him, in that case, I advise you to go and perform the ziyarat of the grave of Karimatu Ahlil Bayt. He didn't get it. He thought Karima, because Karima is for a female. Karima, the word Karima you use for a female. Karim for male, Karima for female. He thought the Imam is telling him to go to Karima, meaning Bibi Fatima. So he says, Mawla, this is what I'm after. I'm actually after this thing. I am after the grave of Karima of Ahlul Bayt. Where is this grave, Mawla? Tell me, which of the three possibilities is the grave? Imam replied to him, no, I don't mean that. I mean Karima to Ahlul Bayt, Fatima Masooma of Qum. Go and perform her ziyarat. If you perform her ziyarat, it's like you've performed the ziyarat of Bibi Fatima herself. As for the grave of Bibi Fatima, Imam explained, as for the grave of Bibi Fatima, it is one of the secrets of Allah that this should remain a secret until the Day of Judgment. This is not to be told to anyone. This is one of the secrets of God. We will not reveal this to anyone. Why? Mu'mineen may ask why. What's the problem if we know where the grave is? No, there's a big problem. Let it remain one of the stains on the history of the Muslims, that until today we don't know where the daughter of the Holy Prophet is buried. Let it remain. Let the Muslims ask, what happened in history that we don't know today where the daughter of the Holy Prophet is buried? I wonder what had happened at that time when she passed away from this world. What were the situational circumstances at that time that we don't know where she is buried? Why did we not know how she was buried, where she is buried? Let this remain so that people can ask this question. And hopefully, if people look into this in history, they will find the truth. What happened with her, how the Khulafa treated her, and how she was finally buried by Amirul Mu'mineen. So this is the great lady of Qum, Janab Fatima Masooma, daughter of Imam Musa al-Kadhim, sister of Imam Ali al-Reza alayhim as-salatu was-salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Once this dream was seen by the father of Ayatollah Mar'ashi Najfi, he then takes his family and he does the pilgrimage of Qom. He comes to Qom for ziyarat and performs the pilgrimage, just like in his dream, the 5th or 6th Imam had told him to. Later on, his son, Ayatollah Mar'ashi Najfi, he then takes the decision to move actually from Najaf to Qom. One of the factors was this dream of his father. And then let me tell you, Mu'mineen, from that moment on, when he arrives in Qom, he does something very special. For the next 60 years, how many? 60 years of this man's life, Ayatollah Mar'ashi Najfi, for the next 60 years, he is the first Zair of the Haram of Bibi Masooma every day. He is the first pilgrim, first Zair of the Haram of Bibi Masooma every day. In those days, Haram used to close. It's only now, with the large number of Zawar and Zaireen which go, that the Haram remains open. It's not been long. Go back 20 years and you will find that the Haram used to close at night. He would be waiting there. The first person waiting there at the door of the Haram was Ayatollah Mar'ashi Najfi. Someone narrates that on one cold, bitterly cold night, it was 3 hours until Fajr time. 3 hours until Fajr time. I was walking near the Haram. I saw someone sitting at the door of the Haram in winter, well before the time that the Haram is going to open. I said to myself, who can this be? Who would this be at this time in this cold, sitting at the door of the Haram? I said, let me go and have a look. He goes nearer and he looks, and who does he see? It is none other than Ayatollah Mar'ashi Najfi. He says, Agha, in this cold, in this winter, at this time, what are you doing sitting here like this? He says, my son, I'm having a heart-to-heart conversation with this great lady. He says, my son, let me tell you my thinking. Ayatollah Mar'ashi says, let me tell you my thinking. My house is just around the corner. I can go home anytime I want. I'm here not for my worldly life. I'm here for my next life. What if on that day of judgment, the doors of heaven are closed upon me and they don't let me in? Then where will I go? It is only through the shafa'at of this great lady that I might be allowed into heaven. This is why I sit here. This is why I'm here. They understood the position of Ahlul Bayt, Azizan. They understood the position of Aimma alayhimus salam. They understood the position of the awliya of Allah. And they were so humble. Whenever you can, please, in your daily lives, send your salams to Ahlul Bayt. At least after your namazes, don't lose that habit of reciting the salams and the ziyarats towards Ahlul Bayt. If you can, include ziyarat-e Ashura, include ziyarat-e Waris. Ziyarat-e Waris is not only for Thursdays. It's for as much as you want. Include ziyarat-e Ali Yasin for Imam Zaman. Very, very highly recommended. If you can, once in a while, ziyarat-e Jamia Kabira doesn't take long, honestly. All of these things are very, very important. Inshallah, may Allah give us tawfiq. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Now let us come on to one of the advices of the 8th Imam. 8th Imam, he has this wonderful piece of advice in which we have it in the form of a letter of Imam Reza alayhi salam that he narrates to. You must have heard of this personality, Shah Abdul Azim. You've heard of this personality when you go to Iran. Usually when you go to Tehran, there's a place in Tehran called Ray. In Ray, there's this personality buried, Shah Abdul Azim. Who was he? He was a very great personality. We do his ziyarat because he was a very great personality. He was from the lineage of Imam Hassan alayhi salam. After 4 generations, there are 4 generations separating him with Imam Hassan. So he's, after 4 generations, Shah Abdul Azim al-Hassani. He, mashallah, was able to see in his blessed lifetime 4 Imams. 7th Imam, 8th Imam, 9th and 10th Imams. He was able to be a companion of 4 Imams. And they greatly respected him. If you see some of the ways they have spoken about Shah Abdul Azim, in one instance I saw that they call him Ya Wali Allah, O Wali of Allah. So Imam Reza alayhi salam has given this advice that has come to us via Shah Abdul Azim. We're going to look at a few points, but then one point in particular which I want to focus on. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. He says, Ya Abdul Azim, O Abdul Azim, abligh anni awliya as-salam. He says, the first thing I want you to do, O Abdul Azim, is give my salams to all of my Shias. That means Mu'mineen, me, you, all of us are included in the salams of Imam Reza alayhi salam. He has sent us salams. Imagine the mercy and blessings of Allah which come upon us because of the salams of Imam Reza alayhi salam. I've often said this and I'll say it again. You think you love Imam, Imam loves you more. You think you remember Imam, Imam remembers you more. You think when you go to Mashhad, you think, oh my God, you know, Imam, I'm so lucky to be here. Imam has brought you there. You are there because of his invitation. If he didn't want you there, believe me, you would not be there. So the first thing he says is, give my Shias my salams. وَقُلْ لَهُمْ, and tell them, all of them, whoever this reaches, whether in my time or another time, in future, in Bustan-e-Zahra or anywhere else it may be, tell the mu'mineen the following from Imam Reza alayhi salam. He says, the first thing, أَن لَا تَجْعَلُوا لِلشَّيْطَانِ, tell them not to allow shaitan any way, any path to influence them. Everyone has a different trigger. Everyone has a different way that shaitan influences them. Some people, it's through, for example, bala and calamity. The moment this person goes into some bala and calamity, shaitan gets him. He'll either start to panic, or he'll start to wail and cry, or he'll start to blame Allah, or he'll start to become very bitter and negative about life. Shaitan gets him. Some people, it's in family issues. Shaitan gets him. He has a bad wife, he has a bad child, he has a bad daughter, a bad son, whatever it may be. Shaitan gets him. Some people, it's in the matter of rizq. Shaitan gets them. Some people, it's in the matter of, for example, power, greed, jealousy, whatever it may be. Shaitan gets them. Some people, it's that they have a bad habit. They listen to too much music, for example. Shaitan gets them. Everyone is different in that sense that they have a different trigger for shaitan. Imam Reza alayhi salam is saying, don't allow shaitan any way to influence you. You identify your triggers. What is it about you? If you can identify the area by which shaitan attacks you, then you outrule that. Rule it out of your life. Nullify it. Get rid of it. If it's in the matter of trial and tribulation, bala and imtihan, then work on that aspect. If it is in the matter of, for example, having a short temper, work on that aspect. He says the first thing, tell my Shias, do not allow shaitan any way, any sabil, any avenue to influence you in the wrong way. وَمُرْهُمْ بِالصِّدْقِ فِي الْحَدِيثِ, order them to be truthful in their speech. Tell them how dangerous it is for them to tell lies. Tell them that even in, these are my words based on other ahadith, tell them that even in jokes you should not lie. Tell them that even in what we might call small lies or white lies, I don't understand what is a small lie, I don't understand what is a white lie, but tell them that not even in these things they should lie. There's a hadith which says that Amirul Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wassalam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Balagha ma balagha Aliyun, Ali alayhi salam reached the stage that he reached because of two things: Sidq al-Hadith wa Ada al-Amana, truthfulness in speech and trustworthiness in people's property and amanat. Wa Ada al-Amana, number 3, he says the same thing. And tell them to be careful in their trusts. When someone trusts you with something, be careful. The biggest trust, these days I think the money and this kind of thing is not such a big deal. Maybe it is, I don't know. but maybe not the biggest deal. You know the biggest deal today that we break the trust of other people? It's in our words. I'm telling you, Mu'mineen, if you want your news and your business to spread in the community, just tell someone, brother, I'm going to tell you something, please don't tell anyone else. I guarantee you by tomorrow, it will be spread in the community. Because we always think that if we tell one person, then it doesn't count. Or two people, and it doesn't count. When we give our word not to tell people, we should keep the word. Amanat, people's amanat, amanat dari. Fourthly, this one is the best advice. Honestly, all the ulama say that this is the golden advice for a person. وَمُرْهُمْ بِالسُّكُوتِ. Tell them to be quiet. Tell them to be quiet. Don't talk so much. You talk more, you reveal more about yourself, about other people. You talk more, you speak more nonsense. You talk more, all sorts of things happen. All the afat-e-zaban, all the afat-e-lisan, all the dangers of the tongue, all the dangers of the speech come. Imam says, tell my Shias to be quiet. Don't talk so much. Observe silence in your life. See the sukoon which comes in your heart through observing silence. See the sukoon and the peace which comes to you when you observe silence in your life. Have some silent moments in your life. وَتَرْكِ الْجِدَالِ. Tell them not to argue so much. Tell them not to debate and bahas so much. It's okay sometimes. If someone is not listening, you don't have to defeat them in every argument. Be quiet, it's okay, leave it, drop it. This person is not listening to me. Hiya, okay, fine, leave it. Jidal and bahas and argumentation is one of the spirituality killers of a person. If you want your spirituality to die, then start arguing with people. That's how you kill your spirituality. He says, do not tell them not to engage in argument. Then he says, tell them to meet one another more. Once they do these things, then they will enjoy each other's company. Tell them to meet more. Islam, what a beautiful religion. What do we have? We have regular majalis, regular gatherings, silatul rahim, silay rahim, getting together, visiting one another, visiting the sick, participating in people's khushi, in their weddings, in their marriages, in their different happinesses, helping one another in different times of sorrow. We attend funerals. We do tashiyya janaza for other mu'mineen. We help out in the community. We volunteer our time. Why? So that mu'mineen stay together, stay united. Namaz-e-jamaat. Namaz-e-jum'ah. All these different things that Islam has given us for what? So that mu'mineen spend time with one another in a nice way. فَإِنَّ ذَلِكَ قُرْبَةٌ إِلَيَّ. Khudaya, khudaya, khudaya. Imam says, if they do all of these things which I've just mentioned, this is very, very close to me. They will be very close to me. Azizan, do you want to be close to Imam Reza alayhi salam? Who would not want to be close to Imam Reza? Do these things, you'll be close to Imam Reza alayhi salam. Tell my Shias, they do these things, they'll be close to me. Then comes the cherry on the cake. This is where I want to spend more time. This next piece of advice is the golden piece of advice in this letter. وَلَا يَشْتَغِلُهُ أَنفُسَهُمْ بِتَمْزِيكِ بَعْضِهِمْ بَعْضًا. Tell my Shias not to engage in tamzeeq of one another. What is tamzeeq? Tell my Shias not to engage in tamzeeq of one another. Tamzeeq means to tear or to rip or to shred. Tell my Shias not to be harsh on one another. Don't speak badly to one another. Don't abuse one another. Don't swear at one another. Don't say things that will hurt the heart of another person. Don't do something which will lead to dil azari. Don't do things which will lead to someone feeling hurt, feeling down. Don't make someone emotional. Don't do things which will harm other people. He says, tell my Shias not to engage in tamzeeq. They shouldn't be ripping each other off. They shouldn't be shredding each other's honor. Last week, 1 week ago, those of you who are here, I mentioned a hadith from Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. In which he says the izzat of a mu'min is more than the mountains and the angels and the 7 heavens and the 7 skies and everything that is in between them. The izzat of a mu'min is more than this. Here Imam Reza alayhi salam is saying the same thing. Tell my Shias not to be harsh on one another, not to hurt one another. Imam, what if we do? Then what? What if we don't take this seriously? What if we continue to hurt one another, spread things about one another, ghibat about one another, slander about one another, buhtan about one another, tohmat about one another, judgment about one another? When you wake up in the morning, all our day seems to be is, do you know this person did this? Do you know this person did that? Do you know this person acted like this? Look at this person on social media. Look at this person's Instagram. Who does this person think he is? Who does she think she is? Look at this. Our day goes in this. If we do this, then what? Then listen to the words of Imam Reza. He says, I swear to myself. This is Imam Reza's words. He says, I swear to myself, whoever does this and hurts a friend of mine. We are all friends of Imam Reza alayhi salam. Mu'mineen are counted as the friends of Aimma alayhi salam, inshallah. Whoever does this and hurts a friend of mine from amongst my friends, I, Imam Reza alayhi salam, I pray to Allah to punish him in this world with the most painful punishment. That Imam Reza alayhi salam will pray for that person's punishment in this world. In other words, his azab will not even be left for the hereafter. He'll get it here only. And in the hereafter, he will be of the losers. And if you get it here, then you'll get it there as well. Imam Reza alayhi salam, look how much he's emphasizing. Of all of these different advices, this last one is the most severe, you would say. Don't be cruel to each other. Don't be harsh to one another. But from the top, from all of them, speak less, debate less. Don't dispute so much. Gather together. Look at the emphasis on the unity of the community. Look at the emphasis on being together. Look at the emphasis of spreading amongst one another friendship, loyalty, brotherhood, sisterhood, and these types of things. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if we have done any of these things, oh Allah, forgive us. Mu'mineen, we ask one another, if we have done this to one another, please find it in your heart that we forgive one another, inshallah. May Allah give us the tawfiq to do the ziyarat of Imam Reza alayhi salam. May He protect all the mazloomeen of this world. Khudaya, we can see what is happening throughout the world. It is shameful, it is disgusting. What the Palestinians are going through, what the people of Gaza are going through, this is shameful and disgusting. Khudaya, we ask you, remove the zulm of the zalimeen from this world. Help all the mazloomeen of this world. Keep us all amongst the true Shias of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Hasten the reappearance of our 12th Imam. Keep our community united and strong. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka anta as-sami'ul alim. Let's have a loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ale Muhammad.
Tawajjuh ziyarat, then we'll have azan and prayers. Before we start ziyarat, can I please request all brothers and sisters to recite with me 5 times Amma Yujibul for those people who are ill, those people who have got other misfortunes in their life. And we have a special request from one of our brothers who attends here, Brother Nur Ali Bhai Pirani, whose health is not up to scratch, so please pray for him as well. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. 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 اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. الفاتحة. شفاء مريض. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي هلت بفنائك وأناخت برحلك. عليكم مني جميعا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار، ولا جعل الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام عليكم يا ساداتي وموالي جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا غريب الغربة السلطان أبا الحسن علي بن موسى الرضا. كن شفيعنا وشفيع والدينا في يوم الجزاء ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا مولاي يا صاحب الزمان. الأمان الأمان الأمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن. السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن. السلام عليك يا قابة الإيمان. السلام عليك يا إمام الإنس والجان. أجل الله تعالى فرجك وزهورك. السلام عليكم يا ساداتي وموالي جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. اللهم صل على محمد. اللهم قل بسم الله. أذان.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله.
اللهم صل على محمد.
أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. أشهد أن عليا ولي الله. أشهد أن عليا حجة الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. حي على خير العمل. حي على خير العمل. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. أشهد أن مولانا أمير المؤمنين علي ولي الله. أشهد أن عليا حجة الله. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح حي على خير العمل حي على خير العمل قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله